right, folks, we have made it to Friday, TGIF edition of the show. Number one forum for Bama football news, hottest show on the streets, that being, in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have all of you guys in here checking us out on this evening. We bring you the show from the magic city of Birmingham. We stream this to you on YouTube. And speaking of the channel, if you have not done so, hit that subscribe button right now. Smash subscribe right now. If you have friends that are diehard Bama fans, family members, diehard Bama fans, get them to subscribe right now, because if you enjoy the content, they will too. Also, don't forget to give us that like, hit that thumbs up, run those likes past the moon. Let's get this thing right now to 50 likes. Let's get this show up to 50 likes right here. Make this your show, your network platform channel, and space to talk Bama. Also, turn all of those notifications on. Hit that little notification bell so that way you miss absolutely nothing when it comes down to your favorite program. We also got you covered here on Facebook and Twitter, streaming to you this show. We got to go today. Got a really good show. I mean, next week we have the A-Day game, Bryant-Denny, 2 p.m. Central Time in Tuscaloosa. SEC Network Plus streaming the game. I mean, spring football has been flying by, and then you got the Masters in Augusta, Georgia. It's been soggy, it's been drenched, it's been not really great conditions, but Tiger Woods, he's competing, he's holding his own, he looks like he will make the cut. He's been having an up and down week here at the Masters, but it looks like going into the weekend, he will make the cut. So Tiger still continuing to be the needle in terms of golf. But we want to hear from you, the passionate Bama fans. We want you calling in 205-448-1358. Let your voice, your opinions be made known on the show. 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you. For daily Super Chat Go, $75. Daily Super Chat Go right there. Appreciate the love from all of you. And shouts out to my man John Ivory in the production studio doing his thing. But we get into now, first topic here on the docket, and that being Alabama's strength staff is making sure this group gets back to the college football playoff national championship and wins it all. There's been so much conversation about this year's team. There's been so much dialogue about how this team is different. This team is going to win a national championship. There's a different air in the room about this team. And, of course, for some fans out there, you go, well, Steven, people talk highly of every Alabama team. I mean, every Alabama team in the Nick Saban era has gotten praise one way or another. True, but there is something different about this team. And when you're coming off a season where you get to the national championship game and you come up short against Georgia, you didn't like how it ended. You didn't have the leadership that you thought you would have. So many things were kind of up and down until the latter part of the year. And then you come back and so many guys that could have went pro decided, you know what? I'm coming back to school for another year for unfinished business because I did not like how the 2021 season concluded. I didn't like that. So you get veteran players back. You get fresh coaches here, fresh hires on the coaching staff. But to me, it all starts off with how you work in the offseason, the fourth quarter program, and the spring practices. Every national championship team under Coach Saban, that offseason program, there was something different about that team. They put that work in. They put that focus in. And spring practice, there was something different about these teams, whether it was 2009, 2011, 2012, 2015, 2017, even 2020. The leadership was right, but the things done in the offseason made you know that those particular teams had their focus in the right place. And you look at this team right here, the strength staff is doing an incredible job. David Bellew, the director of sports performance, and Coach Paul Constantine are putting in work. And according to Coach Paul C. on Twitter, he dropped 2 different graphics. And this is what U.S. fans should be really excited about, because he dropped a speed graphic, but he also dropped a power graphic. So in the speed graphic, Alabama, in terms of speed, they have more guys, more skill position players, preferably at wide receiver and DB, but more skill position players are running 20-plus mile per hour on that catapult system. That's big. They've got more players that are hitting 20-plus miles per hour in the catapult system. These are speed guys. So you're getting way more speed this time around in spring ball than what you had last year. The average speed per position is 1 mile per hour faster than what it was last spring. The total team speed is 2.9% faster than what it was last year around this time. So that's your speed positions. That's your corners, your safeties, your running backs, your wide receivers, your quarterbacks. If they're athletic, mobile, that's the speed thing. The power thing, and this is where U.S. fans have really been harping on, according to Coach Constantine here, the power numbers are up by 19%. So almost a quarter increase there in terms of power. When you look at the bench press, the clean and jerk, the power clean, the squatting, those peak power strength numbers, when you discuss endurance, stamina, the ability to sustain and wear the opponent down for 4 quarters, being physical, being dominant, imposing your will, those power numbers up 19% according to Coach Paul C. So when you look at here, the speed guys, when you discuss a Jermaine Burton representing receivers, a Jahmyr Gibbs representing running backs, a Kool-Aid McKinstry representing DBs, those speed positions, faster. Bama faster on speed. But not only just that, when you look at power and discussing Seth McLaughlin representing the offensive line, Tim Smith representing the defensive line, and Will Anderson representing the outside linebackers, those power numbers are up. So at the positions where power is important, the strength staff got those numbers up. Guys are really getting after it with the bench press, with the squatting, with the power clean, with all of these different things to make sure that that Bama sustaining at the point of attack. You're playing 4 quarters of strong, brute, dominant football. And that's awesome right there. So the speed numbers up, power numbers up. Coach Constantine mentioned that Bama looking faster, locked in. They're looking faster, they're locked in for the upcoming season. So after coming up short against Georgia, Nick Saban and this strength staff making sure that doesn't happen again. And the work starts in the offseason. It starts in the 4th quarter program. Starts in spring practice. Are you putting in that work? Are you putting in that effort? And these players putting in that work, putting in that effort to make sure they get back to the college football playoff national championship and finish the job. But we go to our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial, just getting started. When we get back, we go to the phone lines. We take your calls, your thoughts, your chats, your interactions. We get to a dialogue with you, the Bama fans, right after this.
You're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith, brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Get your 4-finger bling necklace today by visiting weownthefourthquarter.com. Throw them foes up.
What's up, Bama Nation? This is Rudy Griffin, former Alabama defensive lineman, and you're listening to my guy, Stephen M. Smith, In My Own Words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide, roll!
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
And folks, we are back into the action from the break of the #1 show for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Continue to hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up, like the show. Let's get these likes up, baby. Let's get this show right here to 50 likes. I know you, the fans, doing y'all thing out there, making this your show, your network platform and space to talk Bama. Daily Super Chat goes $75. Appreciate the love from all of you. Justin Thomas, Alabama Crimson Tide alum, is at the Masters this week. So I have action going down there in Augusta, Georgia. But we take our first call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name. Where you calling from?
Well, happy Friday, everybody. I made it back here. Happy Friday. I hope everybody's doing well this evening. Start off here with the chat. Everybody's looking good in the chat here. It takes every one of y'all, like Steven said, to make this show the hottest show on the streets, the hottest show on YouTube, the hottest show around the corner, up the side, around the bottom, underneath, and in the dumpster. We got to have every one of y'all to make this the #1 show. We love all y'all. Well, Steven, looks like Tiger has made the cut. I saw that a while ago, so that's a win for him. I think me and you both agree with that, just making the cut after damaging his leg like he did. That's unreal to me.
I mean, it's good to see him back out there. I mean, I know the game of golf has evolved, but Tiger Woods is still the needle. Like, people want to talk about him. People want to see, can he rewrite his own story? When you see Tiger out there, it just does something for the sport. It's almost like, well, it's definitely like when you see Venus and Serena Williams out there, it does something for the sport of tennis. So Tiger Woods, really happy he made the cut.
Oh, yeah, glad to see him in there, boy. Like I said, making the cuts win. I'm glad to see these numbers are staying up. I'm not Justin here, Riley. I'd like to see the strength numbers and the speed numbers to see if they are up, because, well, we were a little lacking, I think. Not we, once again, they a little lacking a little bit, but I think everything will be all right if they get them up, and the season will pan out okay. I want to see a little bit more speed on defense. I think it's was a little bit of an issue last year. It might not have been the biggest issue, but I think we had a little issue with that. So maybe they'll get that straightened out, and I'm going to get off here. And all I can say about our state and our leaders in this state is I'm ashamed of what has happened today in this state. I don't know what these people are thinking. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but we're not living back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s no more. It's a 2022, and I just don't understand it. I may do a live on Facebook and address this later on. We don't want to get into this on the show tonight because I'll be hot on the collar. But anyway, I love all y'all. Y'all looking good. Have a safe weekend. Let's meet back on Monday. Y'all be good. We'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye, everyone.
Appreciate weighing in there, calling in here to start us on a Friday, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. I'm excited, John, about these numbers here posted by Coach Constantine. I mean, to be up 19% power, as you ask the fans out there, you wanted this Alabama offensive line to have that power. In the previous season, it did not have that. So for those power numbers to be up on the offensive line, that's good. For those power numbers to be up on the defensive line, that's good. For those power numbers to be up at the outside linebacker position, That's good. Now, yes, it's also good to have speed, and this is why it's good to see that Bama's having more guys that can hit that 20 miles per hour plus on the catapult system when you discuss running backs, wide receivers, defensive backs, mobile quarterbacks, that type of ordeal. So to have that balance is good. To have that balance is marquee. And after having some issues this past spring or last spring, this spring to have those numbers up, to have a more focused group, to have a more locked-in group, hungry group, and a together group, this is good here for Crimson Tide football. But as you're getting your thoughts in here, you go to a quick topic, and that being one, Terence Arnold, a defensive back for Alabama, did not play at all last season, so he got that red shirt year. We didn't play much last season, so got the red shirt year. But he is showing you, hey, he is ready for this upcoming season. And one thing about Coach Saban, he has recruited quite a few guys that starred in basketball and football in high school. These guys were dominant on the gridiron and the hardwood. And those skills in basketball helped these guys excel in football and become first-round picks in Alabama. These young men, you got Julio Jones, Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Waddle. Now, as you look at Terence Arnold here out of Tallahassee, Florida, he played basketball and football in high school. And as you're watching this video right here from the Rec Center, you want to talk about nasty skills. I mean, between the legs, dunk. I mean, throw it down, big man, throw it down. And I think he's going to take those hops, and it's going to translate very well to the football field. Now, he's battling with Kool-Aid McKinstry, Kyrie Jackson, and Traquan Fagans for that corner spot opposite Eli Ricks. But I feel like even if Arnold does not win that spot, with his length, size, ball skills, tackling skills, IQ, and his playmaking abilities, you're going to have to find some way to get him in the secondary, whether it's in different sub-packages, substitutional looks. You got to get Arnold on the field because this is a big play type of athlete, but hopefully he continues to fall in line with Julio Jones, Devontae Smith, and Henry Ruggs, also Jalen Waddle, and taking that basketball mentality on the football field and excelling in that. But we go to a break here, folks, on the show. Don't touch that dial, because when we get back, I dive into my projected starting receivers for the upcoming season. Had to make an amendment here to my starting three. We talked the receiver room and Coach Holden Wiggins after this.
You know what we do at the start of the fourth quarter. We throw them foes up. But now you don't have to wait until the fourth quarter. Get your four-finger bling necklace at weownthefourthquarter.com. It's the first and only logo that captures the essence of all Crimson Tide players and fans as we represent the legendary Alabama football fourth quarter dominance. Get your four-finger bling necklace right now at weownthefourthquarter.com. Get yours today and stun on them haters. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
All right, baby, we're back in here from the break. Hottest show on the streets here, talking your Crimson Tide. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. We're riding out 34 likes. Let's get this thing up to 50 people. Hit that thumbs up. Make this your show, your network, your channel, your platform, your space to talk all things Bama football. And we're going to roll in here, too, the wide receiver room for Alabama here, and Coach Holden Wiggins entering his fourth year in the program, a guy that has done a tremendous job with wide receivers. Since 2019, I mean, he's produced several 1,000-yard guys when you discuss Jerry Jeudy, when you discuss Devontae Smith, John Mechie, and Jamison Williams. So Coach Wiggins has done his thing. He's put these guys in the first round of the NFL draft. when you talk Judy, Ruggs, Smith, Waddle, put all those guys first round of the draft. So when you look at him now in this upcoming season, he's got a group of very talented wideouts, very talented weapons, but the guys are going to really pop and stand out and have that type of success going to be huge here for Coach Wigg to put on the field. And for me, I had to do an amendment, John. I had to do a change to my starting receivers for the upcoming season. So here we go here. My new top starting receivers for Bama this year. Give me Jermaine Burton, transfer from Georgia. Give me Trey Holden, and give me JoJo Earl. Those three, my top starting receivers. Jermaine Burton, self-explanatory. He comes over with experience from the Bulldogs. The last 2 seasons in Georgia, 53 catches, 901 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns. Caught a touchdown pass in his first scrimmage from Jalen Milroe, a guy that's pristine route runner, really good speed, good hands, good out of the break, good with his cuts. Terence Edwards, who's the all-time leading receiver for the Bulldogs, he's already talking about how Burton will have the same type of ability and bring the same type of playmaking skills that Jameson Williams had this past season. So you already got former Georgia legend speaking in this magnitude of one Jermaine Burton, and Coach Saban continues to be impressed with what this young man has done on the field, not just in his playmaking skill set, but also helping the younger receivers practice well, perform well, watch film well, take care of the body well. All of these different things Jermaine Burton has helped out with the young group at wide receiver. Trey Holden, to me, I think this is his year to break out and finally get it done here. I mean, having that relationship with Bryce Young, as both of these two, roommates, coming from high school camps in California, so you're already seeing the tight-knit connection here between these two. And Holden, a season ago, had some good moments, especially against Mississippi State. 3 catches for 70 yards and 1 touchdown. So I think Holden, this will be his year to have the breakout moment, to put that connection with the young in full force there, quarterback and wide receiver. So I look at Holden as the second guy. The third guy, JoJo Earl, as I like to call him, JoJo Earle. But JoJo Earl, he is having a very good spring. You're talking about the quickness there, speed there, juking ability, acceleration. He made some big plays in the first scrimmage. We'll look to continue those on tomorrow in Bama's second scrimmage prior to the spring game. He's made a lot of leaps and bounds. He's made quite a few strides here in the offseason. So to me, let's go with Burton, Holden, and Earl as my 3 starters. Now, there are going to be other guys that will be rotated in. Christian Leary will get a lot of field time. 10.5, 100-meter dash speed. Got to get him on the field and show off that skill set. So Christian Leary will get playing time. Tyu Jones-Bell is going to find his way on the field, and I'm happy for Jones-Bell. I'm really proud of this kid right here, because I remember Justin Smith and I were at the Under Armour All-America practice in Orlando, Florida in 2018 or 20. I think it was 2019 we were there. And we were there, and Jones-Bell made several catches in the practices. He looked good. He looked crisp. He looked really smooth. Great contact balance, can break tackles. And I thought that as a 4-star, he would have just exploded onto the scene, but had to be developed, be patient, wait his time. And so Coach Saban has talked about Jones-Bell as somebody that has shown a lot of flashes of big-time potential on the field. So keep your eyes on him. And then you got the 2 freshmen, Aaron Anderson, who put some moves on people in that first scrimmage, had an incredible high school career out of Etna Carr High School in New Orleans. He was putting some moves on folks in high school this second scrimmage. Keep your eyes on Anderson. If you have not bought stock in him yet, buy your stock in Anderson right now. And then behind him, you got Kendrick Law, another freshman of whom Coach Saban has been proud of and impressed with. Now, Bama will also have 3 receivers coming in the summer in discussing Isaiah Bond, Kobe Prentice, and Shaz Preston. Preston, who is working with former Bama receiver, Bama legend, 2020 Heisman Trophy winner Devontae Smith. Preston is also working with former Bama safety, 2009 BCS national champion Robbie Green. So, I mean, Preston's working with some Bama royalty right here. So, you got Preston, Prentice, and Bond that will all be in during the summer. But Bama receivers, people, I mean, building that chemistry with Bryce Young, who's going to have it down packed behind Jermaine Burton. But for me, I got Burton, I've got Trey Holden, and I got JoJo Earl as my 3 starters for the upcoming season. But as we go to a break here, folks, who would be your 3 starters? Who do you have as the starting receivers for the Crimson Tide in the upcoming season? We go to you guys. We take your calls, your thoughts, your interactions right after this.
Don't touch that dial. Call in right now as we're taking your calls up next on In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith. Brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Visit weownthefourthquarter.com now to get your 4-finger bling necklace.
Chris Rogers, 2009 national champion. You are listening to the baddest, when I say the baddest, sports show in the state of Alabama. In my own words, you know, yours truly, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Don't touch that dial.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full-year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
We're back, baby, from the break on a Friday, TGIF edition of the show. #1 show here in the streets here, talking Bama football. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. The spring game next week, 2 p.m. Central Time kickoff, Bryant-Denny Stadium. SEC Network Plus streaming the game to you. This is Coach Saban's way of telling the fans, hey, get in that stadium. Get in that stadium. Let's get this A-Day game back to having, 90,000, over 100,000 fans in there screaming and cheering and showing the importance of Crimson Tide football. But Jamie Wilhelm with that $4.99 in the Super Chats. Appreciate the love there coming from Jamie. Daily Super Chat goes $75. Appreciate the love coming from all of you. And the likes, hitting that like button, that thumbs up, making this your show, your network channel platform space to talk Bama. We go to the phone lines to take your calls. The call statement is brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from. Live on the show, caller. And unfortunately, we lost that call there. But 205-448, we got a call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? State your name, where you're calling from.
Yeah, roll tide there. Steven, what's up?
Doing good, William. How you feeling?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. I wonder if you could. I was wondering if you could address this Austin deal. Something about Alabama didn't pay. ESPN's trying to stir up the stink there or something. Do you know anything about that?
I know Coach Saban mentioned on Wednesday that they did give the players that benefit. So they have been paid. They have been given that benefit. So that comes from Coach Saban because he looked kind of perplexed at the podium on Wednesday when he saw the news, and he had to quickly address that before even getting to a J.I. Hall. So he said that the players have already gotten that benefit.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, I figured it's just something because after I read that story, I forgot where it was on there, but I seen that, and down at the bottom there, Coach did mention that. Yeah, we did pay last semester and this semester too. So he just trying to stir something up. Anyway, I want to plug in for Hattie Mae there. She was mentioning maybe Burton and Earl and a Boutte. What do you think about those three? Or Booty or BOU?
Well, Boutte is at LSU. He's not at Alabama.
Okay. Okay. All right, then.
Yeah, he's at LSU. But Earl and Burton, I like Earl and Burton. Holden would be my third guy. Now, Aaron Anderson's making some noise. That freshman's making some serious noise. So it's going to be a lot of receivers in this thing.
Yeah, I'd like to see that Anderson too. Sure would. I really would. All right, anyway, I'll let somebody else on here. Roll Tide, brother.
Appreciate William for calling in, man, out of Iowa. We take this call. Hear you live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from. Live on the show, caller. We lost that call there, but 205-448-1358, number to call in, 205. We take this call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name, where you're calling from.
Yeah.
Yes, this is Matthew. This is Hattie Mae.
How we doing?
I'm from Alabaster.
What's on your mind?
What's up, brother? Yeah, no, man, I was just responding to that prior call. I put Boutte in there just simply because it's kind of just joking around. You know, I think we're fine with what we have, right? But like with A.G. Hall, with him leaving, there's a spot open. You know, there's an opportunity there. You know, do you want Brian Kelly in his first year, regardless of like the talent? Like, do you want Brian Kelly? You know, or do you want for your 1 year to come, you know, make a good impact and go to the NFL? You know, do you want Bryce Young and Nick Saban on a revenge tour year? You know, it's just something you could put that's like could possibly, you know, I don't know. I'm not really following LSU that much right now, but just something to consider. You know, just something that maybe that he could consider. You know, but. I think for what we have, I think Aaron Anderson, I've been saying he looks like just the way he moves, he's fast twitch. He looks like I've always thought he kind of looked like Tyreek Hill, but then everybody else started saying it, so I just kind of rode with it. Isaiah Bond's good. Not many people are talking about him. You know, I think he's good. Sean from Huntsville, he's very high on him, and so. You know, I think he could have something to bring to the table. So I think we have a lot of puzzle pieces to work with. I think Ja'Cory Brooks would be good, you know, on the outside as well. So I think we look pretty good at receiver position.
I think so as well. And then there's Ja'Cory Brooks, of whom had the 2 touchdown receptions a season ago. So to me, if you would get Boutte. I don't think Alabama gets Kayshon Boutte. It'd be nice, but I don't think Alabama gets Kayshon Boutte. I think Bama's got enough receivers right here. I look at Burton, I look at Earl, I look at Holden, I look at Brooks, I look at Leary, and then you've got Aaron Anderson in here. You got Kendrick Law who's stepping up. You got 3 guys coming in the summer. They're going to try to make a push in here. So I think plenty of receivers, but appreciate that call right there to the show. 205-448-1358, number to call in to let your voice be heard. 205-448-1358. Man, it hurts not seeing Ja'Cory Brooks go this spring practice. Man, he sat there. I remember the pro day, I think he was in like a little knee scooter or something, but hate not seeing Ja'Cory Brooks on the field for spring ball. But he'll be good to go by summer workouts, fall camp, and the upcoming season. But appreciate you guys calling in. 205-448-1358. The number to call in, 205-448-1358. Going to go to a quick topic here, and this one's on Reuben Foster, the hardest hitting linebacker of the Nick Saban era at Alabama. He is making an NFL comeback. Now, he's had a tryout with the Miami Dolphins today, and Foster was taken in the first round, number 31 overall in the 2017 draft by the San Francisco 49ers. He started off with some promise, but some off-field issues led to him being, cut and released, and he got picked up by Washington, and Washington had a lot of high hopes, but unfortunately Foster sustained an injury to his ACL and his LCL and his knee, and was on injury reserve, was activated one time, put back on injury reserve, then released, and he's been out of the game since the incident there it happened in Washington. But he's been training, he's got his body back right, he's got himself back in the best shape ever. He's been working out, trying out for different teams, and the Miami Dolphins got a look of him today, and I'm hoping that the Dolphins get him, because this is a heat-seeking missile at linebacker, 28 years old. I mean, Foster, 5-star from Auburn High School when he came to Alabama in 2013, and then 2015 and 16 just became a man out there on the field. 2016 led the team in tackles with 115, a guy that anchored a defense that just ran the whole gamut of college football, won the Butkus Award, was a unanimous All-American, first-team All-SEC honor Regis. Reuben Foster was the real deal. And having him in Miami with Mike McDaniel would just really be good for that defense, as McDaniel has gotten the coaching right down there. He's added pieces on both sides of the ball in free agency. He's going to continue to do that in the NFL draft. But if Miami was to land Reuben Foster, whoa. We're going to take this call here, though. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you're calling from.
What's going on, Steve? It's your boy Elijah from Jersey. How you feeling?
Doing good, man. How's your weekend going? Starting up so far. How's your weekend starting, brother?
Oh, man, I'm over here at the job just listening to the show on YouTube and things like that. So I ain't started yet, but in another about 2.5 hours, I'm going to get it rocking and rolling.
What's on your mind, brother?
Yeah, no, I was just listening to you talk about the receivers and things like that. And I know a lot of people, they say, we got receivers, we got a ton of talent. I believe we do, man. I believe that's one thing Alabama is not low on, and that's talent. And I just, when it comes to these starting receivers, you got to throw Brooks in there, because they was high on him last year. They gave him a good amount of opportunity last year, and the young man, nobody could be disappointed with the young man. And the young man came in and did his thing. Yeah, he came in and he did his thing that young brother did. And I was actually proud. He was proud of him, man. He was an overachiever in my eyes. Holden and them guys, this year is going to be tricky for Alabama, because us as Alabama fans, we done got spoiled, man. We done got real spoiled, Steve. You got spoiled. I've been spoiled, especially at this wide receiver position, ever since Amari Cooper touchdown. Ever since, I want to say Amari Cooper and Calvin Ridley. And just back to back, we done brought in this electrifying group of receivers. But this is the year where everybody's basically new. Even not last year, the year before, you had Waddle, you had Devontae Smith, that, people had, they knew what to do, but last year, you still had John Mechie. You had a Mechie there last year where, the quarterback and Mechie, they was on the same page. This year, all that is brand spanking new. You don't have that go-to guy that's going to bail you out, or the bond hasn't been developed yet. So Burton, I hope he could come in and even fill a portion of the shoe that Jameson Williams did last year. Because Jameson Williams, I've never seen somebody come into a program and put it on his back, especially the offense, and just totally expose defenses like he did. So this year, to me, I'm wondering who's going to be that step-up guy. With Ajayi Hall, the last time we spoke, I was talking about the transfer portal. I just felt it in my heart. This young man, he was hitting the road. But who is Brooks going to be that guy? Is Burton going to be that guy? Like, who is going to be that Jameson Williams now that, Bryce doesn't have a Mechie to rely on? Like, who's going to be that step up? I really don't feel JoJo Earl that much. To me, he just don't impress me. I like what I saw from the guy Aaron Anderson, but I'm not a JoJo Earl fan, to be honest. He hasn't really impressed me that much with his play on the field before he got hurt. So I'm more interested to see, who is Bryce going to be more comfortable with? Is it going to be Trayshawn Holden? Is it going to be Brooks? Is it going to be Burton? I think that's the part that I'm more anxious to see in the season. Even in the 8-day game, who did he develop that bond with? Let me know how you feel, Steve.
I'll say this, and going back to the receivers here, it would be cool if Alabama can go 4 wide. Traditionally, Bama likes to go 3 wide, but I would love for Alabama to go 4 wide and just have the 4 wide being Brooks, Burton, Leary, Anderson, or Brooks, Burton, Earl, and Anderson. I mean, have 4 wide on the field. At some point, you got to look to consider doing that. But in terms of who could be that guy that reminds people of Jameson Williams, going to be tough, but I think Burton has enough speed to do that. I think Ja'Cory Brooks has the vertical ability to go up and snatch the football, which he does. I think Trayshawn Holden has talked a lot about him looking to be the guy, but I think now he's finally putting in that work to be the guy. I mean, JoJo Earl, yes, he may not have been impressive to most people, but then at the same time, you got to think, first year being out there, kind of got the nerves of trying to juggle and judge and determine where the punts are going to be at. But if you just put him solely at wide receiver, could be really, really nice there because you see the juke movability that he has. So you got a ton of receivers, but I agree. It's who develops that thing with Bryce to where Bryce can trust and really know, if I put this ball out there, this young man is going to run the right route. He's going to make the catch. He's going to make the play. He's going to get up and down the field. I can depend on him. That's the question. Which one of these receivers becomes the guy that Bryce Young can stamp? I can depend on him. We will see this more as we continue throughout the offseason. But we're going to go to a break here, folks, on Touch That Down, because when we get back, we tidy up loose ends with the coaches and the staffers who have gotten approved for new contracts and pay raises. We'll talk about the coaches getting to that money right after this.
If you're an avid Alabama Crimson Tide fan and you love to flaunt it, then show your Alabama Crimson Tide support by grabbing the All Bama sneakers. They feature bold Crimson Tide graphics, so no one will be able to question where your allegiance lies. When you add these sweet sneakers to your Alabama Crimson Tide collection, go to stsfootwear.com and use the code TDAlabama for $15 off your purchase. That's code TDAlabama for $15 off your purchase. Go to stsfootwear.com and get your All Bama sneakers today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back in from the break on a Friday, TGIF edition of the show, number one forum for Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Appreciate you guys checking us out here on today. And before we get into the final topic of conversation, got to remind you of TDAwear.com. That's TDAwear.com. So for all of your fashion, clothing, swag, sauce, drip, culture needs, check us out right now, TDAwear.com. Do your shopping right there. Get yourself prepared for the spring game, for the upcoming season, by getting your apparel right there, TDAwear.com. Show that support for Coach Saban, the University of Alabama, the student athletes, and us here at Touchdown Alabama Magazine. But now we get into the coaches, the Alabama coaching staff. Guys got pay raises, guys got new contracts, guys got new deals, and these were all approved today by the University of Alabama Board of Trustees in a meeting in Huntsville. So, to start this off, you have your 4 new coaching hires that were made in the offseason, that being Eric Wolford, offensive line coach Travaris Robinson, cornerbacks coach Coleman Hutzler, outside linebackers coach and special teams coordinator, and Joe Cox, tight ends coach. So here are the contractual details for their deals here. First and foremost, Coach Wolford will make $900,000 through February of 2024. It's Coach Wolford, $900,000 through February of 2024. When you discuss Travaris Robinson, the cornerbacks coach, he will make $800,000 through February of 2024. Coleman Hutzler, the outside linebackers coach and special teams coordinator, will make between $495,000 and $595,000 through February of 2024. And Joe Cox, tight ends coach, will make $325,000 through February of 2024. So Coach Saban and Alabama have all 4 new hires locked in through February of 2024. And U.S. fans are really excited about all 4 of these new hires, especially in discussing Wolford to help come in here and beef up that offensive line and get those guys back to Joe Moore Award status, and Travaris Robinson, cornerbacks coach, having these DBs attack the football, drive on the ball, create turnovers, secure tackles, make big plays there. As we flip this over to now, the experienced coaches here, and these are coaches such as Robert Gillespie, Holman Wiggins, guys like Freddie Roach, Charles Kelly, names of this magnitude. So here are the contractual details for them in terms of their raises. Robert Gillespie, running backs coach, he gets approved for $565,000. This goes through February of 2024. He was once at $535,000, but will now get $565,000. Charles Kelly, the associate defensive coordinator and safeties coach, he is bumped up to $850,000 through February of 2024. He was previously at $825,000. Freddie Roach, the defensive line coach, got bumped up to $750,000 through February of 2024. He was previously at $720,000. And Holman Wiggins got the biggest bump of the experienced coaches. He's up to $850,000 through February of 2024. He was previously at $575,000. So those are the experienced coaches here on the staff, the contractual details for them. And now we've got the staffers, the guys off the field, and what their raises and contracts are. So here we go here for the staffers. Starting this thing off, we've got Jeff Allen, the Associates Athletics Director for all things sports medicine. Jeff Allen will be up to $400,000 through February of 2025, and he is up from $270,000 $100,000. We have David Bellew, the director of sports performance. He's up to $700,000 through February of 2024. He was recently at $550,000. Sal Sunseri, who's the senior special assistant to the head coach, that being Coach Saban, he will pocket $695,000 through February of 2023. Drew Swoboda, in the same role, the senior special assistant to head coach Nick Saban, he will pocket $450,000 through February of 2023. You've got Daniel Bush, who's the director of football recruiting. He will pocket $165,000 through February 2023. You've got Bob Welton, who is the director of player personnel. He will pocket $235,000 through February 2023. He was at $235,000. He was once at $225,000, excuse me. And then last but not least, we've got my man Ellis Ponder, who is the chief operating officer for Alabama football. He will be making $240,000 through February of 2023. So that being your new coaches, that being your assistant coaches, your experienced guys, and that being your staffers. So if you're trying to get some big money, I know we want the doctors, we want the lawyers, we want the firemen, we want the police officers, but hey, if that doesn't work, find yourself on Coach Saban's staff. I mean, John, I think I'm in the wrong profession. Seeing all of these zeros and commas and dollar signs, I declare I am in the wrong profession there. But that being the approved contracts, raises for the new assistant coaches, the experienced guys on staff, and also the staffers here. This was approved by the University of Alabama Board of Trustees on today. So kudos to all the assistant coaches and the staffers getting the pay increases, and hopefully those pay increases will lead to this team going full on after more national championships under Coach Saban. But as always, people, you enjoy the news, the insight, the conversation that is Crimson Tide football. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out: iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. Got you covered. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I shall return on Monday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. Remember, Tide fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link will be found in the description. Also, if you're trying to get the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine, you go to touchdownalabama.com, you click join, become a member or a subscriber today. That link found in the description. If you're also trying to get the 4-finger bling necklace, 4-finger bling jewelry, courtesy of our guys that we own, thefourthquarter.com, that link in the description too. Appreciate you guys, the Bama fans, checking us out here on today. All the calls, all of the interactions, all of the conversations, all of the chats, the donations, the likes, making this your show, your network platform, channel, and space to talk Bama. Appreciate my man John Ivory in the production studio doing his thing as always. And until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives, appreciate, value those husbands. Children, the weekend is here. But y'all continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, to not be bored. You get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Until next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. See you Monday. You've been listening to In My Own Words.